go right through to Pisces. It'll be Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So if you're looking for Aries through to Libra, you need to go out and like look at the lives playlist. And it'll have the sign that you're looking for in the title. Okay. Spirit guides, universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Scorpio's highest good. How is Scorpio feeling in this 3rd and 4th week of July 2025 with regards to the one they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in the future? 3 cards for Scorpio first of all, please. Ooh, Page of Pentacles. Okay, so Scorpio, it looks like you're ready to seek out new opportunities. And in a love reading, I would say that is, you need to try dating again. Maybe you're looking to, you know, meet someone in the workplace and you're just like really open to that now. Or maybe you're looking to meet someone on a course that you've started. You know, I started a pottery course recently, met a gay guy. Didn't exactly work out in terms of meeting partners, but anyway, we're like besties now, so that's great. You could be actively going onto an app, you know, or letting people know that you're ready to date again so they can set you up with someone that they know. There's so many different ways to do it, but you're definitely open, okay? Page of Pentacles is like investments of time, money, and energy being offered. You know, and that's what dating is, isn't it? It costs you money. If you want to take someone out, you're giving them your time. You know, you're asking them to give you their time. And it definitely takes a little bit of energy. It's very, very daunting. Waiting for them to pick up. Waiting for them to collect you or pick you up. Okay. Ooh, King of Pentacles. So, 10 of Cups and the 4 of Wands reversed. What is going on here? Because they're both really good cards with the King of Pentacles upright and the 10 of Cups upright, but then we've got the 4 of Wands reversed. So there could be a little bit of instability at the moment with that 4 of Wands reversed. Instability within the home. I mean, the 4 of Wands is the 11-11 card, so that is, you know, it's 2 people who are in a very public union, so they're married or they're living together, which is, let's face it, as good as married. You know, you share your life together, you are a partnership, you're a team. It's a very, you know, exclusive, sort of solid union. It's meaningful. Everyone is aware in the local town. When that's reversed, though, it suggests that within a living situation, you know, it's like a leg missing from a chair. Like it can't function like that. So something's unstable to do with. Now, this isn't Pentacles, so it's not the money that's unstable. It's happiness within the home, fulfillment. And if this card was by itself, I'd say everything's very, very happy. Everyone within that family home is happy and their cup is full. However, it's in combination with the 4 of Wands. So because the 10 of Cups is upright and we've got King of Pentacles abundance, maybe it's just maybe you're moving house at the moment, maybe you're scaling up, because we got that opportunities card. I don't feel like the family are unhappy. I think it's, you could be having to move a lot, or I don't know. I don't get the sense that, see, if that was reversed, I'd say, oh goodness me, like everyone's unhappy within the home, but it's not. So I'm just wondering if, and the King of Pentacles is upright. Money's good, but you might be having to change or relocate, something like that. Because there's nothing to suggest that people are unhappy, but it's just the stability is lost at the moment. So maybe having to move quickly out of a home, or like when you've bought a house and then suddenly like the people in the chain need to get into the house that you're leaving, and so you have to go into a hotel for a little bit, or it's something like that. There's something uprooting you guys, I think, but I think money's good. I think money's good, and I think everyone's happy. Could be a relocation. You know, when you get headhunted and you decide to move the family to another country for a year or something like that. That's interesting. Yeah, it's something positive, and it means like, a big shift for a while, but I don't get any drama. There's nothing dramatic here. Okay, so we've got the Hierophant, the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, there's definitely this. The Eight of Pentacles is growth and expansion, and the Four of Pentacles reversed is, it's like you've got to speculate to accumulate, do you know what I mean? So it could cost some money to relocate, or well, maybe it's like renovations on a house, There's definitely money being spent here, but it's going to pay off in the end. This is like some sort of growth or expansion. And we're using, our practical minds and our wisdom in order to make these changes. It's going to require, spending some of those savings. It's to grow and expand, like how a company, has to sell part of its shares to get outside investors interested. They give up some of, their stake, and then you secure an expansion of the company and it takes off even further and even better. Like, it's something like that. It's like speculate to accumulate. You could be having renovations done on the house. You could be expanding the house. You could be moving to a different home. You could be relocating countries. It's something like that. And so it's gonna like mean that, that you're uprooted for a little bit as a family, but I just think you're like happy. I think you're happy wherever you are. Let's see what's coming out for the one that you're thinking about dealing with or manifesting in. It could be that you're moving out and taking the kids with you, you know, or something about your family setup has changed in terms of you and your partner, but you're going to take, you know, the children to sort of house them with you. It could be like a mutual separation. I don't know. It's something, but the kids are happy. Everyone's contented. Okay, so showing up on the other side of the reading, so your person's cards, we've got the Lovers reversed and the Ace of Wands reversed. So if those cards were upright, I'd say, oh wow, this is like a rebirth and it's a divine union. Two people that love each other and they were supposed to meet and they were supposed to be together. When it's reversed, that's unrequited love. Okay, and a lack of a rebirth. So you could be dealing with a Gemini, but it could be that you and your person no longer feel the same about each other and you were married or living together and you had children. And it could be that that's who's showing up in your reading. But it might be, you know, just that it's run its course or that it was never right and you just amicably splitting up, something like that. What's strange is I've not yet got cards of heartbreak or Eight of Cups walking away. That's why my mind wasn't going to separation, even though the Four of Wands was reversed. It was more like, oh, maybe there's like change to do with the building, you know, the home, the structure that you're all living in, rather than the relationship. And there's a lot of pentacles being exchanged here. So let's see what else comes out on this side. Oh, okay. So we've got the Death card reversed. We've got the Three of Pentacles upright, but with the Knight of Wands reversed. Five of Cups reversed and the Death card. Okay, it does seem like there's a definite ending. Some situation where people were cooperating has been turned upside down, possibly by an indiscretion, and meaning someone cheated, and then, you know, there's been a lot of regret, grief, sadness, loss, regret over that, but there's starting to be recovery from it, and, you know, the Death card with Scorpio there. Moving on. Yeah. When the Death card's upright, it's like you're taking the change in your stride, you're accepting of it, and you realise that you've got to leave this chapter behind. It's accepting the transition. Okay, so we've got the Empress reversed with the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So it could be, now the Empress doesn't mean that it's a female, but whether you are sort of the person that's more of a nurturer in the marriage or relationship, it could be that the nurturer is moving out, okay, that they're withdrawing their investment because they're just not in love anymore. And sometimes, guys, that happens, you know, it doesn't make you a terrible person. As soon as there's children involved, the judgment is unreal towards people that leave marriages or leave a home, but they're not leaving their children. They're leaving, their partner because they're not in love with them anymore. And if you're not in love, you're going to take things out on each other. You're going to make the other person feel lonely from within a relationship. It's very unhealthy to remain like that. It becomes toxic really, really quickly. So it's not that you're a hero to stay and pretend to be in love for the sake of your children. People choose to do that, but then they end up cheating and doing all kinds of stuff because they're not, they feel empty in some ways. You pay a price for trying to create a happy family picture that isn't genuine. Yeah, so it seems like whoever the nurturer is in the family, whether it's, the husband or the wife or whoever the main caregiver seems to be, they're moving out. I think they're withdrawing their investment. It's time to throw in the towel and move on. Okay, so we've got the Nine of Pentacles reversed. So it's going to be really, really tough to be abundant, by taking yourself out of this living situation. However, money isn't everything, and money recovers. Financial situations adjust. I think you, Scorpio, are possibly selling a home. I think you are keeping the children with you. This is sounding very specific, isn't it? But Spirit gives guidance to the people that need it the most, and this is a huge change. It's going to take a great deal of courage, to make this transition. These are collective readings. If you want a personal reading, you can go to my channel description and pay my PayPal, and I'll send you a 20-minute video all about you. It's £18, 18, if you want an individual reading. These are collective ones, okay? Yeah, so the courage card, the strength card is in the challenge position. In the outcome, going it alone, it will be tough financially for a little bit, but that's to be expected. It's nothing that's unusual, okay? But if it keeps you sane and it means you're not arguing in front of your kids or being passive aggressive in front of your kids, then that's important, right? Children are not daft, they can sense everything. So maybe it's not fun to pretend that it's okay when it's not. You can co-parent from different abodes, It's 2025. If you think about it, moving into your own place gives you privacy to date. It gives you, the freedom to have jurisdiction over your own abode and, take back control of your life. You don't have to cohabit with your partner, which, causes arguments or discomfort. If you're not talking or you feel awkward with each other, you don't have to walk on eggshells, and you each are going to get part of the time looking after the children. So you get part of the time to be free, instead of it all being on one person. So if you can do it, it can be a lot better. The Fool card upright, okay? So this is about taking a leap of faith into a new chapter, not having any preconceived ideas about it, just going for it, okay? As if you're just ignorant to whatever outcome. Just trust, doves are innocent. It's going to be a new way of being, but it's it's not necessarily wrong. It could turn out to be absolutely fine. It could turn out to be a lot better. Let's clarify what went on here with that Knight of Wands reversed and that Five of Cups reversed and the Lovers reversed. Although you probably already know, Scorpio, with this being, I think this is you and the person that's moving out. So we've got two-faced, playing with your emotions, is insincere, not who you think. Yes, it's on totally different pages, maybe having to live a lie for a while. False hope, tries to sell you a pipe dream, no substance, evasive. So it's like you've tried to live the traditional, conventional family life and everything that entails, what it looks like to everyone on the outside, taking the Facebook family, perfect pictures. It's happening more than what we care to think. We feel under pressure by society, don't we, to do that. Spirit speaks, seek wisdom in prayer, but also have an open dialogue. Okay, so if honest conversations need to happen, then honest conversations need to happen. Hi, Angela. Storms of love, conflict is an opportunity for growth and change. And it doesn't mean you've got to grow and change living in the same household together. You can calm down and learn to get along and be more harmonious, when you've got your own space. It takes the pressure off. Yeah, there could have been a lot of conflict and drama in the time that you've been, housed together. People will tend to push more and more. I know I do that. I will push harder and harder and provoke as much as I can because I need the other person to face reality. I don't want them to look away or be ashamed or gloss over it. I want them to have an honest conversation, and if we need to split up, then we need to split up. But it's no good looking away, or moving your hand away from someone or finding excuses to be out all the time. You just have to bite the bullet and say, yeah, like things have changed and I didn't want that to be the case, but it's happened and I don't feel the same anymore. You got to be honest, haven't you? It's uncomfortable, but it's uncomfortable for a few seconds and then it's been said. You can also say, I'm really sorry. I know this is awful, but I don't feel the same. And it's not what I wanted either. There are things I never got the chance to tell you. Okay, so perhaps more conversation needs to happen, even though you've worked out that you're not going to continue a relationship, that you're not going to live together anymore. There may be some things that still need to be said. People deserve, they deserve it. They deserve some dialogue, some honest, good eye contact, honest, upfront, open body language, and you need to just try to say the thing because it's much worse for people when you won't even look them in the eye anymore. You have to remember that when you first pursued someone, you thought amazing things about them, you saw a future with them. So they deserve that you look them in the eye and have this honest talk, heartfelt, not icy, not prickly, not shut down, not avoiding eye contact. It's really mean to do that and leave it like that. Make them feel repugnant or whatever. Not nice. Be grown up about it for all of 30 seconds. If there hasn't been dialogue recently, let's get a message. It's really, really difficult, isn't it? But if you're both keen to protect your children, you can both sit there and say, Mum and Dad are going to be, living separately, but we love you and we'll continue to be a family, with 2 houses, not 1. It just needs you both working as a team, and unfortunately a lot of people don't operate as a team, and it's not, both of you's fault. It's one person that's toxic or something or bitter. But if you can sit there for your kids and just say, Mum and Dad are going to be living separately, but we love you and we're going to still be a family just with 2 houses, I think that just helps so much, doesn't it? It helps you as well as it helps you mentally get your head around it. I'm single right now. I'm not attached to anyone. I'm not looking to get into a relationship at this time. So it's not about anyone else, tempting this person away. And I genuinely do not see that on here. I only thought about an indiscretion because it said the Knight of Wands reversed, but that could be someone who's lost libido, we've got the Lovers reversed. So one person genuinely isn't in love here. Or has fallen out of love. They've realised, their person doesn't feel the same and it's not going to continue. And I think they choose to be strong and move out. Let's get some advice. Let it flow and let it grow. So over time, everything's going to settle and things can flourish again. Okay, in their new situ. I have support, okay? So it may be that you ask for help from parents, from siblings, from friends, neighbours. You might need extra help with childcare. You may feel that your children need other people to talk to outside of you as well, about what's happening. And they can get that assurance, from regular time with aunties, uncles, older brothers and sisters. They can get that reassurance from grandparents. They can get that reassurance from, their friends' parents. Utilize that whole community that you've got around you, because people love to be able to help. I think when you worry about judgment, and you try not to involve anyone, you just isolate yourself so much, and you make it 1,000 million times harder for yourself and for your children. There's a huge support network there of people waiting to help. Let's get an essential oil for healing. If this is resonating, you might look at the cards and think, no, I know what that means. It's something else, but I'm not a fly on the wall. So this might be the situation for some people, okay? Turmeric, okay? Turmeric rebuilds body, mind, and spirit. So you can get turmeric oil to go in your diffuser. You can use it topically in a cream, and you can also take supplements. Well, you can cook with turmeric as well. I don't know why they haven't put that on. Turmeric is really good for, it's anti-inflammatory, you know, it's really, really good for, I'm sure it's good for people with asthma, people with arthritis. And you get more inflammation when you're stressed. So I really like that it suggested that. Let's get your positive affirmation, and then I'll get you a card to see what people adore about you, Scorpio. I am grateful for the many blessings in my life. Okay, so although this feels awful, there's so much that we've had over the years and so much that we have that is going well. The worst thing that can happen to anyone is ill health, you know, or a child being ill, the loss of a parent, something like this. So if you think that this is the worst thing that you're going through at the moment, it probably isn't. You know, I'm not belittling it because it's very stressful and it's huge change, but there could be even worse things going on. There really, really could be. You know, sometimes it's a matter of perspective. Oh, so Scorpio, what people adore about you is that you tell people that you care about them when they're not around. So they feel the love long distance. They feel that telepathically you are extremely well attached to them emotionally, that you care about them. They just feel it when they're around you, and so they're confident that when you're not in close proximity, that love is still there, it's still enduring, and they feel the benefit of that. That's a very special thing about Scorpios. You're incredibly emotionally intelligent as well. You pick up, Scorpions, you pick up on any little vibration on the ground, and you're very emotionally intuitive. People benefit from that in your surroundings. Yeah, because my nephew's a Scorpio and he is so caring and so lovely. And I wouldn't say that he outwardly shows it, but you just know it. You just know it. It's true. Right, I know that was very, very specific, but if the cards to you are spelling out something different that's going on in your life, you know, that's hopefully that advice is still helpful to you. Please take care, and please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Right, we are going to be moving on to Sagittarius next. And you know, people don't always want to move out because there's another person to go to. They just want to not be feeling like they're walking on eggshells anymore. They just want their own space. They need to be able to breathe. Your home should be sanctuary, and unfortunately, if you're not getting on with your person and you haven't been for a while, that is like chronic stress right there. Like, and it's just better for everyone when you move into a different place. You know, you need privacy so you can talk about what's going on and be authentic. You know, it's hard trying to keep up a pretense or pretend, or you know, keep your mouth shut, hold your tongue. That's really hard work. And then you've got to go out to work and you've got to like be normal member of society. No, like your home's your sanctuary, so you've got to find a separate place to be. If Yeah, it's not because there's another person necessarily. It's just to just be, like, to just decompress and like breathe. Okay, Sagittarius. Let's have a shuffle.